fellow humans, how are all of you today? So today I wanted to make a video about all of my piercings because I get questions about them all the time. Be sure to comment if it's already the beginning of this video and you're already offended by my face. You got a lot to choose from if you have opinions, so just leave the hate down in the comments. Anyway, so most of what I get questions about is, oh my god, did that hurt to whatever piercing or piercings they're referring to, and why did you do that to your face? So first of all, I'm gonna explain each individual piercing and say what it felt like and kind of what it was like dealing with it and what I think about it. And second of all of my piercings, it's so strange. I grew up in a very traditional household where piercings weren't really a thing. Like when I got my snake bites, I actually ended up having to move out and my mom didn't talk to me for like a week. But these are things that I've always looked at on other people and thought, wow, that's really pretty, or that's really edgy, I really like that. And it's just, I don't know, I like it. And I feel like it's a reflection of my personality. So even though not everybody likes my decisions when it comes to my jewelry, it's me, and it's me expressing myself, doing what I like. Like, I understand not everybody likes the same things I like. Like, a lot of people hate my snake bites, and that's fine. I don't like gauges. I think they look ridiculous, but I'm not gonna say anything to somebody who has gauges because obviously they like gauges. I don't know, that's my opinion on the situation. I happen to like my piercings, so I have these piercings. So to start, I have, obviously, as you can see, snake bites. I had my nose pierced, we'll get into that later. I have an industrial barbell. I have these, everybody has these, I don't even know if that counts. And at one point I had 2 holes in my lobes. So let's start with this guy, because boy has he got a story. So this was the first piercing outside of my earlobes that I ever decided to get, and I was like 18 when I got it. I may have posted a video about when I got it, I don't know, it was a long time ago. Anyway, so this guy was the starter, and what's ironic is this was literally the most painful piercing. Like, I have tattoos, I have several piercings, and this guy, he sucked, okay? And when I first went to get this, and I'm saying this because this might be the case for some of you out there, if you've never had a piercing, I would recommend taking some candy or a soda or something with you, because I don't know how this works. I was told it's a blood pressure thing, but when I first got this, right after she got the needle put through, I felt like I was gonna go down. I felt like I was gonna pass out, and I had been pretty calm through the whole thing. Like, I wasn't panicking or anything, but I just got lightheaded, I got nauseous, I thought I was gonna pass out. So my boyfriend at the time went to the store next to the piercing shop, got me a soda, came back, I drank some of the soda, and I was fine. Apparently it's just something that happens when I get piercings, but after that, every other piercing I've gotten, I'll have like a Jolly Rancher or a soda or something, and then I'm fine. I don't feel like I'm gonna pass out. So when you get your industrial pierced, make sure you for sure know what side you sleep on, because you can't sleep on these. Trust me, I've tried, you cannot sleep on these. And when I got mine done, I was pretty sure that I slept on my right side. And when I got home and it was time for bed, I realized I sleep on my left side. So trying to sleep after getting this was a pain in the butt because I could not get comfortable on my right side. And even when I laid on my back, if I tilted my head a little bit, the back of the bar would hit the pillow, and it was so aggravating. And because of this, I've had so many issues, and I should have just switched it. I should have just taken it out and put it in this ear, but I never did that. So now I just get to deal with the consequences. If you're having issues, because I cut hair, so I see a lot of people that have industrial bars in their ears. I ask them a lot of questions. Apparently, I'm not the only one with this issue. Some people, they can have the bars in, they heal, they're fine. A lot of other people, they're like, yeah, I've had my industrial for 5 years and it still bugs me. So a couple of hacks that I found to deal with it, because mine has been infected and healed up. It's been taken out, put back in. It's been through so much. So like, I know what I'm talking about. And logically, I could have just gotten rid of it, right? Been like, oh, this is too much work, I'm gonna get rid of this. I like my industrial barbell. Sorry, I'm looking for something. I have 3 containers of piercings. This one's really cool. It's an ice cream cone, and it had some body wash in here, and it still smells like strawberry ice cream. Anyway, I have 3 containers that I keep my piercings in, and I currently cannot find the one that I am looking for. But anyway, I found kind of a hack. So when this was bothering me, instead of putting the bar through it, I would just put 2 separate little tiny barbells in it with like a gemstone on it, and it was cute, but it wasn't the barbell, so that it still wasn't the same. But real quick, before I continue with what I'm saying, if you don't have issues with your industrial and you can wear the metal bars, there are some really cute ones you can get. Like this one, it's got a little heart on it, and it had like an arrow, the arrow pieces on the ends. I just can't find them right now. You can get the little like squiggly lines, they're really fun. And then if you want to be really extra, you can get this kind of a thing. And this, trust me, is very noticeable when you have it in your ear, but it's very, very annoying for me, so I've literally only worn it like twice. But what I recently just discovered is you can get the BioFlex industrial bars. They're the clear bendy ones, and usually people use them for a retainer, but I started wearing them because I wanted to work my way into wearing a solid bar again, which I could probably do for a little bit, and then I'll have to switch back to the bendy one because I could only wear the bar for so long, the metal bar. Anyway, so that's what this is, and I paint it. I don't recommend painting it because I know that can potentially, you know, maybe not be good for you, but I do paint it, and I just leave it away from like where the piercing enters like into the skin, so I'll leave it away from here a little bit. I just paint like the inside of the bar. Again, not saying you should do that, that's just what I'm doing if you're looking at it and wondering why it's black. That's why, okay? So that's my industrial, and it's a pain in the ass. It was the most painful. Getting it hurt, healing hurt. I've had it for however long. I'm 25 now. I got it when I was like 18. I've had it for that long, and it still hurts. Not right now. Not right now, it's good. I can sleep on this, I can move this. It's not bugging me. But if I go to put a metal bar in it, it's gonna bug me again. Another thing about these is that they take a while to heal. Don't ask me how long, because mine never healed the way it was supposed to heal, but I do know that they take a little bit of time. So if you wanna get one, do it because they're super cute. I love mine, and some people have no issues with them, but just know that they are painful. I'm not gonna say it's so painful that like you're gonna panic when you get it done. I'm just saying, I'm not gonna lie to you. It kind of hurts when you get it done, and it takes a lot of care. I'm not gonna go into cleaning care because it's just not my place, and I don't want somebody to comment on this video like, I used H2O or I cleaned mine with Dial and now it's infected. It's just not my thing to say how you should clean your piercings. Go to a professional and get it pierced and ask them for their advice, because I've heard different advice from different professionals, and I'm just a not professional. Next, I'm gonna move on to this one because this isn't attached, it's not going through my nose, and it's kind of annoying me, so I want to take it out as soon as I possibly can. So my nose, I actually had done after I had my snake bites, but I'm gonna move on to it now so I can take it out. I had my nose pierced 2 separate times. So the first time I had it pierced up here, because I think piercers go off of like certain features on your face, and for whatever reason mine was supposed to go right there, which it was kind of cute, but I ended up changing it because 1, I have my mole right here. I felt like there's too much going on right here, and 2, I wanted it a little bit forward, like out of that little dip, because when I wore my lip rings with it, it was more like a straight line here, and then it went this way, and I wanted it more of kind of like a triangle, which is probably just a me thing. It's probably just me looking in the mirror and seeing that too much, but it was really bothering me. So I had that for a little while, and then ended up letting that one close, and I got it pierced again. I'm gonna take this out now. I just wore this for an example for the thumbnail so people would know what all piercings I was talking about. Smart? I think so. So let me take this off. And the second time I had it done like right up in here, like kind of not at the tip of my nose, but more forward, and I liked that so much better. But nose piercings, I love them. They're easy to take care of, and they don't hurt so bad. When you get them done, your eyes do water because it's piercing through your nose, and so it hits something in there and your eyes water. Like if you watch videos, it's gonna look like it's terrifying because everyone cries. It's not that bad. It is, for me, it was a little bit more uncomfortable than my lip piercing, but that's just me. And as far as taking care of them goes, it's probably the easiest piercing I've had to take care of. And if you get the little nose screws, let me see if I can find that one. Yeah, so if you're like me and you get easily irritated by things that move or that you can feel and you keep messing with them and you're not supposed to mess with them or they'll get infected, these little nose screws are really nice. You just like pop it in there and it lays flat. This little piece, the curvy piece, lays flat. So when you blow your nose or you scratch your nose or whatever, you're not feeling it. It just sits there and does its thing and you don't mess with it and you can just forget about it and clean it when you need to clean it. And it's very nice. I don't think they start you out with it though. No, I think they start you out with like the long bar that you bend when you first get it pierced, so don't panic. Let it heal before you change it. All piercings, let them go through their healing process before you change them. Am I getting a phone call? My boss. I'll be right back. Okay, she was just wondering about my dates for my time off for Christmas. I didn't do nothing. Yeah. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yes, so they're very easy. They don't really hurt that bad, and honestly, if you're wanting to get some kind of a piercing on your face, but you're a little uneasy about it, I would recommend, personally, the nose piercing, because like I said, I've had both sides of my nose pierced at different times. They both closed up, and I don't even notice the hole. Like, if I look really, really close at my face when I'm like washing it or doing my makeup, I can sort of see it. But for the most part, like, it's like I never had my nose pierced. If you decide you don't want it, you can just get rid of it, and it's not a big deal. Whereas some other piercings, like I've always wanted to try an eyebrow piercing, but I haven't because I know that you can see the little holes, and if I decide I want to get rid of it, that's gonna annoy me. So that's just my thoughts. Plus it's cute and it's little and it's not offensive to most people. They're really common. It did close because I got a job where I wasn't allowed to have any piercings, and where I could put like little things in my ear where you couldn't really see it, and my lip rings I could take out and then just put back in later. My nose, that didn't happen with. My nose, I took it out and I had it out too long one day and then it closed. So no more nose ring. Snake bites. So these are the ones I get the most comments on, and if you're gonna get these, I'm pretty sure you already know this, a lot of people hate them with a passion, especially older people. So I do hair, and some people look at me like I am the devil himself walking in front of them, and my very presence is offending to them. But for the most part, like 90% of people are fine with it. Some people do like them and they're like, oh my god, how bad do they hurt? I love them. And they ask me all these questions. So be prepared if you get something like this. People are gonna have opinions, but if you like them and you're like dedicated to them and they're part of you, you're just gonna be like, you know what, not everyone's gonna like me, and that's just how life works. As far as pain, when I got these, the initial piercing wasn't bad. It seems scary because your lip feels so thick, like if you feel it, but when you get it pierced, they use these little clamps, so it like squeezes your lips smaller, and so when they put the needle through, it's literally so fast. And these needles are so sharp. When they say you're gonna feel a pinch, that's it. You really only feel a pinch. And I was watching all these videos, I was reading about it, because we know me, we know I'm an overthinker. So before I got mine, I was like researching lip piercings and how bad they hurt, and everybody said it was like a pinch. I was like, there's no way it's like a pinch, it's a needle that's going through my skin. No, it's so sharp and your lip is squeezed and you don't, it's just a pinch, guys. It's just a pinch. The hard part is the healing process, but I feel like that's okay because you've gotten past the initial terror of something going through your face, and now you can just deal with that thing being in your face and healing it. Pain afterwards, mine was pretty bad, but when I got mine done, they did one hole, it was in the wrong spot, so then they immediately did another hole and put the jewelry through, and they did that same thing on both sides. So when I left the shop, I had 4 holes in my face, even though I only had 2 pieces of jewelry. And also when they pierced me, they put hoops in the new piercings instead of studs. I didn't know you're not supposed to do that. Apparently you're not supposed to, because it makes the healing process harder, because the straight bar is way easier for it to heal with, and I had so many issues after I got it pierced. The right side was really bad. It hurt so bad. It was swollen. My lip was huge for a little while. I don't think I have any videos on that. Maybe. I don't remember. It was a while ago. I was like 19, I think. 19 or 20. I took it out because it got so painful, and I remember the piercing place was actually closed because it was some kind of holiday when I was needing help with it. So I ended up just taking the right one out, just rocked the little one for a little while. But I don't like just single lip piercings. I like both. Some people like single. That's cool. I prefer both just because, like, symmetry, I can't even say, I don't know, I just like both, okay? So I went back, after a while, I kind of let that one heal, and later went back, got it pierced again. And it was fine, except it was a little crooked. Got it pierced again. I've literally had this right side pierced, I don't know how many times, because it kept looking uneven. And in conclusion, it's never gonna be even because my lip is not even. Right now I'm wearing hoops, and so they pretty much look even. If I wear studs, it's a little more noticeable that they're uneven. But it's because this side of my lip is thicker, this side of my lip is thinner. So they're gonna sit differently. And on top of that, like, just the way my lip is shaped is uneven. So it's just gonna look that way. One way I hide that, and this is something I hadn't heard of before, is I will wear a shorter bar on this side, a longer bar on this side. And when I do that, they look even. So if you have an issue with that, if you get your lip rings done and they look uneven, but just like a little bit, and maybe it's not super obvious except for to you, and every time you look in the mirror you see it, that can be annoying. Try wearing different sized lip bars or hoops. Hoops I can wear the same size in and it's fine. Bars I have to wear different lengths. Just experiment, but like I said, don't change your jewelry until it's fully healed because infections are not fun. Also, I did have an issue on this right side just because it's been through so much. One time it had like scar tissue building up like in this lump, and I was panicking. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna like be huge, it's gonna be ugly, what did I do, right? But somebody told me to crunch up aspirin and put it on there, and it literally did. It just dried it up and it went away like nothing was ever there. If you have piercing issues, talk to your piercer. Don't panic because a lot of times things can be fixed, right? Okay. My lip rings, if I take these out, I'm not gonna take them out because it's a pain to get the balls back in, and I just don't feel like doing it. If I take them out, you can see the holes. The left side is not as noticeable because it hasn't been through so much. It's literally just like this tiny little hole. This right side, since it's had a couple different holes put in it, it's more noticeable. So if you're thinking about getting snake bites, but you're like, oh my god, you can see the holes later, you can see the holes after you get them pierced. They're not super obvious, but if I tell somebody I have snake bites and they're like, no you don't, and then they look at my lip, they're like, oh yeah you do. If I don't have my lips, if I don't have my rings in, yeah, that's a thing. So if you don't want it to be noticeable and you can just take it out and forget about it, if you don't like it, I would recommend the nose. So yeah, those are all of my piercings I've had, and my experience with them and the pain level and some of the comments I get. Honestly, nobody really comments about the bar or my nose. It's just my snake bites, but I love them, so I have them. If you want to get piercings, do it. The hardest part about piercings is the healing process, but there's really no terror in that because the initial piercing is already over. That's my opinion. Ooh, I do also want to get a double helix on this side. If I do, I might make a video about it. I just want the two rings like up here. Since this ear has a bar, I want to get this one done. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Those are my piercings, my experience with them. I know I already said that. I need to script my videos, but I don't because I normally make them on impulse. So here we go. If you have any other questions, because I probably forgot some things in here that you're wondering about, leave them in the comments and I will respond to them. So you may have your questions answered. Have fun with whatever piercing you're gonna get. Enjoy yourself, love yourself and your personality and who you are and what you want to look like. Just do you, alright? So that's it for this video. Like or dislike or subscribe or don't subscribe, whatever you want to do. I will see you when I upload a video, whenever I feel like it. Thanks for watching. Brah!